Hey everyone, Berto here. Kind of a sad, bittersweet day, but alas, BurtosReef, as we've come to know it, is gone. It was my 40-gallon breeder here for about 5 years. I've seen it go through many different changes, a couple of bad crashes, and it's seen me come through a lot myself, but alas, it is no more. My Pico Reef went the way of my 40-gallon breeder. It was just too much to keep up with. The new innovative marine fixture I had was bringing everything back to life, but well, it was standing in the way of progress, so alas, it is no more. So even though it looks sad that everything seems to be gone, it's really not gone. And I feel really good about my decision to consolidate. Let's go see what I did. And here she is, the new home to BurtosReef. Originally I was going to make this a Fowler tank. It's a 120 gallon. I thought that'd be really cool to have some big fish and maybe a place to keep some fish for display tanks elsewhere, but as the rockwork kind of took its own shape and layout, it became obvious that it was destined to be a reef tank, and the consensus of opinion from you guys was the same. So we're going to try to get up close. I want to show you what's going on now in the tank, and then we'll go ahead and look at the mechanics involved. I mean, everything is doing just fine. It looks great. I'm so happy that I made the decision to consolidate and put everything in here. One thing, my wife and I are both amazed at how quiet the living room is now without that 40-gallon tank going on. I mean, just the chunk of those MP10s was a constant noise in the background, and now we have nothing in there, so it's almost deafening, the silence. But I made a few changes here on the 120. I found a metal halide fixture with T5s on Craigslist, and I cannot believe the difference it makes on the corals. You know, I've always been either a power compact or a T5 guy, and these guys have really taken off in here. My cap that I was a little worried about, it's got its color back and he's starting to grow out. It's here on the perimeter of him. He's got some new growth going on. Of course, the Xenia, they're still bulletproof, but had a little cave in when I first started putting everything from the other tanks in here, and I lost some branches of my digitata, so I glued those to some of the rock work, and they're taking off like crazy. They're looking really nice. The fish all love it. My mushrooms love it. The candy cane. Still having some issues with my green slimer. Don't know what it's going to take to bring that guy around, but I mean, look at the size of the shrooms. Some of my zoas that weren't doing very well are all coming out and looking good. My frog spawn broke in two, when I moved it. So there's one half, and I put the other half on this side, and I don't know how it happened, but before it seemed like the whole thing was just about the size of one of these halves now. So it has to be the light. It's got some good water movement going on. There's the other part of the green slimer. Everything just is really enjoying this tank, including myself and yes, even my wife. So as far as livestock go, everything's looking good. I've glued a little patch of zoas up on my overflow, trying to get it to take off and kind of cover that. I don't see why it wouldn't. Right now the lights just came on, the metal halides, so that one hasn't really opened up yet. It's still kind of sleeping in. I mean, it is Sunday. But that's it. That's the new BurtosReef, 120 gallon. Alright, let's take a look up top. As you saw before, I wanted to route all of my electronics up above to avoid any kind of electrical water contact. So I've got everything except for the lights running off of a Apex light. I wanted to try one of those, so I did. And then as far as the lighting, I'm using the good old Digital Aquatics Reef Keeper. Now I had to put this fan in. It's a window fan. You could set it up to suck in one side and blow out the other to kind of keep it cool. I was absolutely amazed at the heat that the metal halides put off. And since this is built into a closet, I had to vent the doors with a couple of floor registers I picked up at Lowe's. Cheap. So close that up. And again, once again, that's what they look like from out here. Now, let's take a look downstairs. Okay, down below I've made a few changes this time. I was dosing with 2-part and peristaltic dosers. This time I decided to go with a Kalkwasser reactor. This one is by Two Fishies, and it's just a fantastic design. I really like it. Of course, the ATO tells my Cobalt 1200 to when to top off, and it goes through the reactor, and it's got a little rod down the middle with a little tiny spray head that just spins like the dickens and stirs that lime water up and dumps it into the return chamber. Now, since I've been running this, my pH has stayed steady at 8.2, so I'm really pleased with that change. Of course, the refugium is still the same in that got it full of Kato. It's there's my fingers. It also has some live rock in it, live rubble rock, and Fiji mud. Now with the skimmer this time, I decided to go with the Reef Octopus. And let me tell you, I am so glad I did, because this thing skims like a champ. I mean, it pulls out the coffee, what you want to pull out. And about every 3 days, I've got to go in and clean it out. It really can't say enough reallys about this skimmer. It's doing a great job. Really pleased with it. Here's another really for you. I'm still running a combination GFO and carbon reactor, ERS. Of course, it's almost at its capacity. I mean, I should have really split it up, but I had it, and running GFO on the bottom and carbon on the top. again powered by a 1200 Cobalt 1200, and it's going great. Now what this is, I decided to try jump on the craze and try another Reef Octopus product, being the biopellet reactor. Now the biopellet reactor is like a nitrate magnet, so keep all of your little balls tumbling, and then they say a couple of months you notice a difference, but it's supposed to suck out all the nitrate and phosphate. And they recommend dumping the fluid into your skimmer input. So I ran some PVC and routed it back over the sump, and I've got it dumping right into the intake of the skimmer. So I'm gonna have to let you know how that does, but it was cool to run. It's neat to watch. So that's basically the new BurtosReef. Okay, thanks for watching. I haven't forgot about the giveaway. Over 25,000 views now and counting. So what I've figured to do to get you to give me your permission to use your YouTube handle is, all you got to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send me a personal message stating that I have permission to use your YouTube name if you are a winner. Okay, and tell me, of course, that you want to be in the giveaway contest. I'm amassing some things that I think are going to be really neat. I think you're going to enjoy them. So do that, and next time I got a video coming out on my new frag tank that I'm putting together. So in the meantime, thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe.